So we've got our half kneeling rotation with a band. I'll set that up in a minute. But a couple of things I want to go over first. If we're in a stacked position, first of all, I'm going to take my hand, put it on my butt cheek, and I'm just going to sit down into that hand just to drop that hip a little bit away from my shoulder here. So I want to make sure that this side stays long on both sides staying long. I don't want to end up here. So if you do this, you might end up feeling it more into your back. So keeping that hip dropped away from the shoulder. I'm going to think of bracing through my low abs here. So I'm thinking of an exhale from the bottom up. Just to show you from the side, if I'm exhaling, I'm trying not to go like this, pushing all this pressure down. I'm trying to get that from the bottom up. And my rib cage, low abs, external obliques, so those side abs are all coming on together. So then if I come back into this position, what I'm going to think about, hip down, this part of my body totally braced, still, and the rib cage rotation is only going to happen from above the belly button. So my external obliques work to rotate me across this way to my opposite hip. My internal obliques work to rotate me down to the same side. So if I'm thinking of the bottom staying totally still and this rib cage is rotating to my left, I can only move this much. If I keep my belly button forward and I'm really focusing on this movement coming from my abs, so those side abs, it's a very small movement. So when I open, inhale, these abs on the sides here really working to pull me across. And I'm especially thinking of these internal obliques on this side pulling my rib cage down rather than thinking this side pushing me over. So just connect into that as well. Can I pull that rotation to my left? I'm going to take this and wrap it around my outside arm. So I'm going to take this and just loop it over. So I've got around my wrist, and then I'm going to take my other hand through. So I've got it like this. And you can just do this with a handle or loop. You can make a loop with the band here, but outside hand. So when I pull across and I'm thinking of that rotation coming from my abs, I'm going to set myself up again, brace through those deep abs here. As I rotate, it's going to come from the abs. So I'm inhaling here, and then I'm exhaling. Very small movement, but these abs are working. And I can feel that between the hip bones into those internal obliques, pulling that side of the rib cage down. Rotate open again, inhale. You can kind of think of scapula pulling down and back here as well. So as I rotate across, everything below the belly button is staying very still. Inhale, open. Exhale. Very small movement across. And I can really feel those abs burning. So I want you to try for maybe 5 to start off with, just really focusing on that pull down and across on the side that you're moving towards. So if I'm rotating to my left, I'm really thinking of the left side of my abs pulling me down and across without this hike happening. So just being really conscious of this, where I'm side bending and lifting my hip, and then it's kind of going into my low back as well. So just really stay focused on being in that stacked position, this hip dropping away. So you can do that, drop down into your hand, keeping the brace and keeping a tiny bit of a tucked position. And all of those things together should keep this out of your low back. So then if I'm pulling across, I'm going to inhale, exhale, Very small amount of movement across. Okay, you can work up with this, start with 5, go to 10, see how you feel.